Good day. Throughout your lesson in philosophy, you have discussed several topics, and these topics are prerequisite to our topic for today, which is intersubjectivity. And if you will notice, the lessons that we have, magkakasunod siya, Nag-umpisa siya sa definition ng philosophy. And then, umikot siya sa discussion about the human person. Ano, from the methods of philosophizing up to the human person as an embodied spirit, the human person in the environment, and the freedom of the human person. And now we have the intersubjectivity. So if you will just examine the series of lessons, uh, the introduction to the philosophy of the human person was introduced by the definition, and then palawig ng palawig yung kanyang o palalim ng palalim yung mga discussions na ginagawa mula sa sarili hanggang mapunta yung sa kapaligiran, which is the environment. And then now we will take a deeper discussion about the self and how we relate to others. So that's all about what we call the intersubjectivity. Now we have three learning competencies to fulfill after this video. The first one is to realize that intersubjectivity requires accepting difference and not imposing on others. Second, learning competency, explain that authentic dialogue means accepting others even if they are different from themselves. And the third one, it's to perform activities that demonstrate an appreciation for the talents of persons with disabilities and those from the unprivileged sectors of society. So all of these learning competencies we have to accomplish after this video. Since this is just a short video, as a supplemental video for your modules, we will go straight to the point. So let's discuss about intersubjectivity. So as you can see in the video, it teaches us to see others as the extension of ourselves. That if we are experiencing difficulties, so are they. We have different ways of dealing with problems or situations, each according to our own limitations and orientations. So this basically sums up the the notion of intersubjectivity. But then, if you will put it in a simpler form, in a simpler example, ganito yung ibig sabihin ng intersubjectivity. So, the first one, if you will notice, individual people, iba. Kanya-kanyang tao, magkakaiba. So, these differences somehow made us judge or put labels to others. For example, you see an individual, a person, who's doing a certain behavior na hindi acceptable sa culture natin. Now, seeing that behavior and using our own perspective, we will immediately judge that particular person. And in judging them, we automatically put labels like, ay nako, hindi sila maayos, hindi sila ayos, kakaiba yung ginagawa nila, hindi katanggap-tanggap yung ginagawa nila. So all of these labels na binibigay natin patungkol sa pakikisalamuha natin sa ating kapwa. And what intersubjectivity is telling us, that we should not do such thing, that we should not judge others and put labels to others, because we have to accept, we have to empathize with them, we have to be mindful of ourselves in relation to the other person. None of us is privileged to call people names or label. others much more judge others because of their shortcomings or decisions that didn't yield positive results. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Since uh, we have differences, we have different upbringings, we have different experiences. Okay? We do not have the right to judge others. We do not have this right to tell something uh, to other people for the fact that each individual has a unique experience for themselves. So, you cannot say that mali yung ginagawa niya o mali na ibig niya itong isang tao na ito kasi hindi ko naman na-experience yung na-experience niya. Ano? And vice versa, hindi naman din nila na-experience yung na-experience mo. So, it means na we do not have the right to tell something bad against them, and at the same time, ganun din sila. Wala din silang karapatan na magsalita ng kakaiba sa atin because according to intersubjectivity, the notion of intersubjectivity, we have unique experiences, unique and concrete experiences. There are two individuals that become prominent with their ideas about this topic. The first one, it's Martin Buber, and the second one, it's Karol Wojtyla. And the second one, it's Karol Wojtyla. Now, these two, ito yung pictures nila. You can see it in the video. Buber is this guy with a bird, and then Karol is the second person that you can see. Karol Wojtyla is also known as Pope John Paul II. So, mas kilala natin siya as Pope John Paul II. So, these two individuals, these two philosophers, have different ideas. But then, somehow, kaya sila magkasama is they complement the idea of one another. Okay? So, according to them, the human person is a total being, not dual nor composite of some kind of dimension. So they coined the term concrete experience or existence of humans. That we have this experience and we should not lose sight of this experience. Moreover, Pope John Paul II, according to him, the social dimension is represented by the we relation. On the other hand, yung counterpart naman nito kay Buber is yung IU relation. So, in other terms, in other sources, the IU relation is also called the I-thou relation. Because if you will notice, when you say you, it's automatically the same as what we call the thou. For example, thou shall not kill. Okay, it means you should not kill. So that's the meaning of that. And basically, the notion of these two individuals, it's about the existence of humans. For Buber, a human person is the wholeness and the totality, the concrete existence and relatedness to the world. So how we relate as a whole being, how we relate to others, and it is complemented by Pope John Paul II's notion that the human person is the one who exists and acts. So we are conscious of what we are doing. Okay, we have this what we call self-determination. Now, another notion of Pope John Paul II, the essence of participation. Because when we participate, we can generate the essence of being a human person. So, kung nakikisalamuha tayo o nakipag-participate tayo, doon natin makukuha kung ano ba talaga yung ibig sabihin or essence ng pagiging tao natin. Moreover, the human person is oriented towards the relation and sharing in a communal life for the common good. So you have to remember this. According to Pope John Paul II or Carol Wojtyla, we are bounded to achieve what we call the common good. Now, Buber dig deeper and represented his notion with this visuals. So according to him, there are two opposing poles. The first is the I-U or the I-Thou philosophy, and then the second one is the I-It relationship. So I-U relationship, and then the I-It relationship. So the visuals in the left side, this represents the I-It relationship. On the other hand, the second visual on the right, it represents the I-U or the I-Thou relationship. So by just looking at the visuals, you can have the glimpse of what Buber means on his notion about the relationship of individuals or the intersubjectivity. Okay, so the first one, the I relationship. So you assume that the circles are two individuals, and then there's a relationship between them. But then, as you can see, there's like a wall or a boundary between them. Okay, so it represents the I it relationship, I dash it relationship. On the other hand, as you can see, the two individuals, according to the IU relationship, the relationship between these two individuals, there is commonality, there is a shared something between these two individuals. So this second visual pertains to the IU or the I-Thou relationship. So kung bibigyan natin ng example, the first one, the I-It relationship. The I-It relationship, according to Buber, uh, it's like having a relationship with other people in which you objectify the role of this individual in your life. When you say you objectify, meaning that you are just having this relationship kasi magagamit mo siya. Kasi object siya na pag-aari mo o object siya na magagamit mo. So, yun yung ibig sabihin nun. Kaya siya tinawag na I-it relationship. On the other hand, pag sinabi naman nating I-you or I-thou, okay, two existing individuals sharing something. So, according to Buber, ang tawag niya dito is the in-between. Okay? The in-between, there are two individuals and the in-between, there is something about them. Okay? This is the unique I-U or I-thou relationship between individuals. That's the space. As you can see in the visual, the space in the middle where one circle shares with the other circle. So an individual shares with the other individual. So that particular space is so important that your relationship with the other person is not just you're not treating him or her as an object na magagamit mo. So may something more than using that person or getting something from that person. So kung sa pag-ibig kung i-relate natin, parang itong I-it relationship na ito yung parang pag-ibig na nagagamitan lang sila. And on the other hand, dito naman sa atin, sa I-you relationship, the I-thou relationship, ito yung parang true love kung tawagin natin. Kasi may something higher than getting something from that person. So, that's the difference between the I-you or the I-thou relationship and the I-it relationship. So, completely magkaiba sila. Opposing pole talaga sila. And according to Buber, ito yung kailangan natin talagang i-dwell is yung I-you or I-thou relationship. Pero siguro tatanungin natin, sir, Do we have these two in our life, in our engagement with other people, in our relationship with other people, or what we call the intersubjectivity? Do we have these two? The answer to that question is yes. We cater these two relationship in our life. So, there are times that we use the I-it relationship, syempre, no, sa mga acquaintances lang natin. And then, ito naman, yung I thou and I you relationship sa mga close friends and families natin. Please be reminded that dahil meron nga tayo nitong dalawa na ito, according to Buber, kailangan i-maintain natin or i-balance natin ito sa buhay natin. Hindi naman pwedeng puro I it lang tayo. Hindi rin pwedeng puro I you or I thou relationship lang tayo. According to him, kailangan balance ito throughout our life. Now, it should also be noted that through this notion of intersubjectivity by Buber and Carol Wojtyla, we recognize the capabilities of our differently abled brothers and sisters, or what we call the PWDs, having their talents and ability to perform tasks through different in manner, but achieving the same purpose or end. So, what do you mean by this information is that through the notion of intersubjectivity, we are able to appreciate what other people can do. And when you mean other people, it means the differently abled people. Okay? For example, I have this talent to draw, and another person who has a different background, family background, also has a talent to draw. And another person who has completely different family background and socioeconomic status also has a talent to draw. Through the notion of intersubjectivity, although the three of us, have different backgrounds, you can objectively can say that all of us can draw. You can appreciate the talent of a person without considering the background of these people. So it means it's a good thing because, it give us equality. So parang pantay-pantay tayo pagka tinignan through this intersubjectivity. Okay, it promotes community sensitivity through positive and supportive attitudes towards PWDs. Other sectors considered as minorities and that equally and do not receive equal respect and recognition in society are those who are experiencing poverty, women. So all of those, hindi lang tayo nalilimit sa PWD, pati rin yung mga isolated sectors natin in the community. Gaya ng kababaihan, mga mahihirap, senior citizens, and pati yung mga hindi nakapagtapos and walang trabaho. Bakit sila kasama dito? Kasi in our community, the dynamics in our community, ito yung mga tao na karaniwan nating ina-isolate o some other people look down on them. So, through this intersubjectivity, you can appreciate a person's special characteristic, unique characteristics because of this intersubjectivity. Now, just a quick recap. When we say intersubjectivity, ito yung mga ibig sabihin niya. The first one, the philosophical concept of interaction between the self and the other, sarili natin at ibang tao. So, kay Buber, the I-you. Okay, kay Pope John Paul II, the we interaction. So, the second one, the mutual recognition of each other as persons. Nare-recognize mo, nire-respect mo yung yung uniqueness ng isang tao na yun. And also called the unique relationship between distinct subjects. Pag sinabing distinct subjects, dalawa na magkaiba na individual. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng intersubjectivity. And also, it refers to the characteristic of human person to engage in very intimate and personal relationship with others who are different from him or her, but also like him or her. So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya na yung pagkikipagrelasyon natin. Kaya nga siya tinawag na intersubjectivity. I am a subject, the other person is another subject, the relationship between me and that person, the inter-relationship between me and that person, it's called the intersubjectivity. Now, we have the levels of self-other relationship, the self and the other interactions. So, ito yung mga levels. The first one, it's the simple awareness of the existence of the other. And then, the second one, the awareness of the self as being seen by others. So, ito yung levels. Simple awareness, and then the awareness of the self as being seen by others. Kung paano ka yung una, kung ano yung simple awareness mo ng existence mo and existence ng iba. And then, yung pangalawa, no, in a deeper level, awareness of the self as being seen by others. Yung awareness na alam mo kung paano ka tignan ng other people. So, ulitin natin yung una, yung existence na merong ibang tao, other people. And also, the awareness that kung itong ibang tao na to, paano kanila tinitignan? How others see you. So that's the two levels of self-other interactions. And it is also important to remember what we call self-consciousness. When we say self-consciousness, we are aware of our existence. And philosophers says that self-consciousness is the defining characteristic of this self-other relationship. Ito yung pinakasusi, para maintindihan natin yung self-other relationship. Now, there are three notions, there are three concepts that we have to understand in order to understand this intersubjectivity. The first concept is the gaze. Okay, pagka sinabi natin gaze, ito yung tinitignan mo intently yung individual. So, pag sinabing gaze, yung pagtingin mo, biglaang pagtingin at pag-usisa mo sa isang individual. So, ito yung isa sa ginagamit natin sa interaction natin with other people. So, the second one, what we call seeming. Pag sinabi nating seeming, an individual represents himself or herself in a certain way when dealing with others. People act out characters when dealing with certain people or when in certain situation. For example, I met someone and I want to portray myself better on that particular person. The first one, I will gaze and assess the situation, and then when I see that there's a newcomer, there's a new individual that I will meet, syempre your bad attitudes, you will not show it right away. So, yun yung tinatawag naman nating seeming. You are portraying yourself as a better individual to other people. Now, the third concept is what we call the dialogue. When we say dialogue, yung pwedeng pagsenyas mo o pagbigay mo ng symbol sa other people or yung pagkikipag-usap mo sa kanila. Because yung pagkikipag-usap mo sa kanila, yung language per se is giving symbol. So, through dialogue, humans strive to achieve deeper and more substantial interaction and relations with other people. So, parang sa atin, para mas maipakita mo, hindi naman pwedeng puro senyas lang. So, nakikipag-dialogue ka. Hindi naman pwedeng titingin ka lang o gigaze ka lang. Hindi naman pwedeng magpapakita ka lang ng mabait ka dun sa tao na yun. Siyempre, gagamit tayo ng other ways like pakikipag-usap sa kanila. And yung pakikipag-interact natin sa tao na yun, yun yung tinatawag natin dialogue. Now for the last part of this video, we will discuss about the different characteristics of a genuine human relationship. So, importante ito. Paano natin malalaman na totoo yung relasyon natin? Baka naman yung relasyon ko sa ka-textmate ko na ito o ka-chatmate ko na ito, hindi naman talaga totoo. Okay? So, the first one, when we say empathy, it's the ability to share emotions. Sa Tagalog sa atin yon, ang ibig sabihin is yung pakikiramay. Nakikiramay ka dun sa tao na yun. Pagka malungkot siya, hindi mo lang siya oo-ohan. Kung hindi, magiging malungkot ka rin sa kanya. So, kung ganun, meron tayong empathy with other people, genuine yung human relationship natin. Now, the second one, it's availability. The person's willingness to be present and be at the disposal of another. So, yung presence mo to sa individual na yun. Kung kailangan ka niya, nandyan ka. So, that relationship is genuine. And then, the third one, it's called the ethics of care, an ethical theory that emphasizes the moral dimension of the relationship and interaction. So, pag sinabi nating ethics of care, okay, it encourages individuals to help other people. Yung parang hindi mo gugustuhin na mapasama siya. Kasi nga may care ka sa kanya. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo siya gugustuhin na mapasama, hihilahin mo siya para maging isang mabuting tao. And then, the last one, it's called alienation. Okay, some people view other people negatively and consider human actions as being influenced by selfish interests. This arises when a person ceases to view the other as a distinct and authentic person. So, ito naman yung negative, Pagka may alienation, at hindi mo na tinitignan yung isang tao as a distinct individual, tinitignan mo lang yung isang individual as an object na pwede mong gamitin. O gaya nung sinabi natin kanina kay Buber na parang yung tingin mo sa kanya is yung I-it relationship lang. So, if I-it relationship siya according to this information at may alienation, that's not a genuine human relationship. Now, to sum up this video, you have to be mindful of these important values that are related to intersubjectivity. So the first one, acceptance of differences and embracing diversity. So that's the objective of intersubjectivity. Yung pagtanggap natin sa mga pagkakaiba-iba, natin mga tao at i-embrace natin o yakapin natin yung pagkakaiba-iba na ito. The second one, we understand that each person is unique, therefore differences will exist among groups of people. Kahit na magkapatid nga, di ba nagkakaiba din yung ugali. Kahit nga kambal na galing sa isang sinapupunan, magkaiba pa rin ang ugali. So, it's unique. Each individual is unique. The third one, we have to accept that people will have different views and beliefs. And the last one, what unites us all is our shared humanity and dignity. Although we have this diversity, through humanity, through our shared humanity, through our I-thou or I-you relationship with others, and through our dignity, okay, we can be united. So that's all for our lesson for intersubjectivity. You can now proceed answering your activities in your learning activity sheets. Any question or clarification, you can contact me through Messenger or through my email. Thank you for listening.